to write you a note.
Saying what?
I have to go out for a while.
At this hour?
Yes, something came up.
Where's the baby?
Where do you think the baby is? Asleep in his crib with his nanny 10 feet away.
So where are you going, all dressed up?
What is this, Mason? 20 questions? And don't use that tone with me. You who have been gone all day and half the night.
Julia and I had to go to Los Angeles to follow up a lead in Cruz's case. I left a message on the machine. Didn't you get it?
Yes, I got it early this afternoon. It said you might be home for dinner.
Yeah, well, it took a little longer than I thought. Are you going to tell me where you're going?
I have an appointment to see Mel Stock, you know, the movie director.
Oh, you mean Mel Stock, the B-movie king? I can't believe you're still considering working for him.
Well, I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it. I'll let you know when I do.
You know what? I think you've already decided. Tell me something, Victoria. Do my feelings mean anything at all to you?
You know, a veil, the thing that covers your face. There's a lady staying at this hotel that wears one all the time. So you know who I mean. Okay, now, did you see her leave? Do you have any idea where she was going? Thank you. You've been so helpful. Damn it, Pamela. You're a real cat. Well, aren't you? You just can't be trusted. You say you're going to stay put? Now, where did you go? Kane?
All right, listen to me, both of you. I've got a plan.
Spit it out. What kind of plan?
Kane. Kane. I want to thank you for bringing Eden here to see me.
All right, Kane, that's your cue. Exit. The lovebirds won't sing with you around.
Oh, sure. How you feeling? Well, okay. Well, you look pretty good. Doctor says you're, probably gonna get out of here okay. I guess it could have been worse. Yeah, I was lucky. I was just real lucky. You know, I think people are after you. I think they're gonna keep trying. Yeah, it looks that way. How are you going to protect yourself?
I'm gonna The system is gonna take care of me, I'm sure, since I'm innocent.
I wish you luck. I got all the luck I need right here. This lady is all the luck I need.
I'm just trying to save you from doing something you'll regret. You're acting out of a kind of desperation, but I honestly believe that what you're considering will be bad for you and the baby and us as a family.
Would you please stop trying to lay a guilt trip on me, Mason? It's a few weeks' work. I am not going to rob a bank. Plus, I haven't even decided if I'm going to do this job or not. Mel told me another part had opened up, a much bigger part. I'm going to go talk to him about that, and then I'll make my decision, all right?
And where are you and Mel meeting?
At his hotel.
In the bar or the lobby?
In his suite. I have to read for the part. I can't very well do that in public now, can I?
And doesn't it strike you as the least bit inappropriate for a married woman to be visiting a man's hotel room late at night?
Mason, he has been in negotiations all day. This is the first time that he could see me. This is the way people do things in Hollywood. They have meetings when they can, very much the way lawyers do.
This isn't Hollywood.
Why are you doing this to me? I have never given you one reason to mistrust me, Mason.
It's appearances, Victoria. I have a vested interest in your good name.
I will worry about my good name. This is my career, and it is very important to me.
Well, you were only too happy to give it up and come back to Santa Barbara.
Mason, I was pregnant. I can't believe you're doing this to me.
I can't believe you're chasing a part in a movie you'd be ashamed to go see. You used to have some pride in your work.
I do have pride in my work. Yes, this isn't art, but it certainly isn't the trash that you're making it out to be. Now, what is it? Is it my going back to work that's bothering you, or my considering a job that you feel is beneath me? What is it, Mason?
It's both. You're going to sacrifice your family life, at least do it for a project that has some meaning.
I am not sacrificing my family life.
You can't raise a baby and sit on a film set from dawn until midnight.
Listen, millions of women who have children go to work every day. Mrs. Whitcomb takes wonderful care of Chip, and she adores him. Why are you acting like I'm abandoning my son? Is it because your mother left you when you were a little boy? What is it?
Oh, I hate cheap psychoanalysis as much as I hate cheap movies. Why bother having children if you're going to let somebody else raise them for you? You don't have to work.
Look, I can't talk to you about this. If I'm not back in a couple hours,
I'll be asleep.
I'll leave a message. Good night, Mason.
It's going to take a lot more than faith to keep you alive in that place. You got to fight to stay out of there. You got to let your friends help you while they can.
I'm sorry. I have to deal with this my own way.
You're going to be on your own. There's not going to be anybody to help you. You only learn that the hard way.
Kane, what am I going to do? If I don't go and get a day in court, I'm going to run the rest of my life? What am I going to do? Besides, it makes me feel like an idiot. You know, I was a cop for years. What was I doing working in the system if the system is that rotten?
You know, principles are great. They're even worth dying for sometimes, but not in this case. I wish you'd change your mind.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I've got to play this the way I see it.
So be it. If you need any help, I hope you'll let me know.
I'll be in touch.
Thanks, Kane.
Sure.
Cruz. So much I want to say to you.
Yeah, well... Just hold me, baby. Look at you. I think that's the worst part of this whole situation, is being apart from you. I miss you so much. I think the longer I know you, the more I need you.
Brother, he was stabbed, almost killed in your lousy prison while you were supposed to be protecting him.
Sorry, miss. Nobody gets in that room without permission.
Well, fine. You know, his lawyer's parking the car. I'm sure she can get us in.
Not unless her name is Keith Timmons.
Where's his room? This guy won't let us in to see Cruz.
Why?
I'm his attorney. I told him.
Ma'am, it wouldn't make any difference if you were the president of the United States. Nobody gets in that room without the DA's okay.
Oh, the DA. Where is that little runt? I'm going to wring it out of him. Where is he?
Mr. Timmons was around here for a while, but I haven't seen him lately.
Kane, what are you doing here?
I took Eden in.
Hold it. Hold it. Everybody stay right there. I'm sorry, folks, but I got to figure out what set off that detective.
Well, except for some fillings, keys in my purse, this belt, I'm metal-free. How about you?
Same, unless it's the, steel screws.
Steel screws?
You know, the steel screws in my hip from that wound.
Oh, yeah, right. He was injured in Vietnam.
Yeah, you know, I get this problem all the time in airports.
Well, that's a new one on me.
No, it's very common. Excuse me, I would like to speak to Mr. Kane about Mr. Castillo, and as long as you can't get in there, excuse me. You don't have any steel screws in your hip, do you?
No.
No, I didn't think so. You just didn't want to get searched. Why?
I brought it to try and help Cruz out.
Are you crazy?
Why do people keep saying that in this town?
What, you and Eden were going to break Cruz out of here?
No, not Eden. She didn't know. It was my idea. Cruz turned it down.
Well, thank God. Do you have any idea how stupid that was? That would have been a disaster.
It's already a disaster. Even if Cruz manages to survive through his trial, which isn't likely, he hasn't got a case. Every lead we've had has gone right down the tubes. We just heard that the man who we thought had seen somebody running from the laser palace that night has just disappeared.
Well, that's bad. That's bad, but it's not half as bad as the nightmare of you having a shootout in the middle of a hospital.
We could have done it without anybody being hurt.
Yeah, and then I would have had to defend both of you for murder. Now, just suppose this little ridiculous thing came off. You two would have been fugitives for the rest of your life. Had you thought of that?
Yeah, I thought about it. And I thought about Cruz being railroaded by Keith Timmons into a life sentence. And right then, the alternative seemed like a pretty good idea. Keith Timmons is a jerk and a coward. And he fights dirty. Now, if you want to save Cruz's life, you got to learn to fight dirty, too.
You know, you just took off. You tell me you're going to stay put, and you just go somewhere. Is everything all right? You okay? You don't seem to be. You want me to call a doctor?
No.
Okay. I just hope you didn't try anything foolish. Like try to contact Cece. I mean, you can't just go about this in some irregular fashion. You've got to be very careful. You've got to set it up in the right way. It's going to be a historic meeting.
I did not contact Cece.
Good. That's a good thing. But did you see anybody? Or did anybody see you?
Nobody had known me.
Well, something happened, didn't it?
I saw Jeffrey from a distance. When you first told me about him and Cece's daughter, I was horrified. But when I saw the two of them together, I'd never seen him so happy.
It's a very good idea for you to be spying on Jeffrey. What if he catches a glimpse of you?
I don't think I can stand being so near my sons and not being able to see them.
Pamela, you are going to have to get control of yourself. And you're going to have to be patient about this whole thing. We have to handle it very carefully, or you're going to be on the outside forever, permanently. You want to handle this the right way so you can not end up with a few crumbs, but the whole thing.
You keep saying that, but how's it going to come about?
I told you, I'm going to help you.
All right, so if I get it all, what's left for you, Gina?
I think there's enough for both of us to get what we want.
Do you?
Well, just take it one day at a time. Today, I brought over some ointments for you. I got them from a doctor friend of mine. I'm hoping maybe one of them will work. I'm not sure if they're right. I mean, I tried as best I could to describe your condition to the doctor, but he really needs to see you.
No, please. Not yet. Not yet.
All right. I'm not going to push you. It's just that the sooner you're healed, the better off we are. We've got to get rid of that. I want to burn it.
It's hard to believe that you're really here again, I tell you. I know I wish I could make this moment last forever.
Everyone's working really hard to build your case.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure Meyson and Julia will be stopping by to talk to me about it. I want to talk about you. How are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah. Missing you. Spend every moment thinking of you.
How are the legs coming? Are you doing your therapy like you're supposed to?
Yeah. I'm not worried about my problems right now. I'm just worried about getting you out of this.
Yeah, well, I hope you won't get yourself into trouble trying to get me out of it. You know, I know what you're capable of doing in terms of taking chances and stuff, and...
We wouldn't want to give the little cockroach in the DA's office any more satisfaction than he's already getting out of this.
Yeah, well, nothing's going to prevent me from being there when you come home.
Well, when you show up, I'm going to show you just how much I missed you, I promise.
Break it up, kid. Hey, listen, no conjugal visit. It's very unhealthy. A lot of germs, you know. Besides, your time's up.
What are you talking about? She just got here.
Well, you know, what seems like a few minutes to you is a whole lifetime to me.
Yeah, well, I'm not leaving.
Huh? Well, you're going to have to use brute force against you? With you in a wheelchair? Him with a hole in his side? I mean, how are you going to fight me? How are you going to make love? I tell you what. Johnson, your help is needed here. Could you wheel that lady out?
I'm not going anywhere.
But, darling,
We have not had enough time.
but this isn't the right time to make an issue of it, probably, okay?
Do your duty, okay?
No. Stop it.
Don't you put your hands on her, man. don't worry about this evening. We'll have all the time in the world together.
Yeah. Visiting days for the rest of your life.
I love you.
I love you, too. You know, just when I think that you can't sink any lower, you find a way to surprise me.
I'd bring your honey here. I think you'd be grateful. And you revile me?
Well, excuse me. While I'm thinking about it, you see, me and my homeboys had this technique for dealing with annoying bugs on sticks. When we'd run across them, you see, you take a bug like this and you shake it a couple of times. You find something hard like this thing right here. You shake it again, like that, see?
Oh, that's wasteful. That's the taxpayer's money. Listen, I hope you enjoyed your little visit with her because you're not going to be seeing her for a long time. I'll see to that.
You will see about that. You know, you are getting further and further out of touch with reality. I mean, I'm watching a man descend into some grand illusion of omnipotence here. What is this, Napoleon reborn? Is that what this is? I want to tell you something, pal. You get too far out, nobody's going to be able to reel you back in again.
You know, you're feeling a lot better, amigo. I think it's time for me to start thinking about throwing you back to the wolves. No, excuse me, returning you to the general prison population.
Well, when can we see him?
Eden is with him now.
No, not anymore.
Are you all right?
Yeah, Keith made me leave. There was still so much I wanted to say to him, you know.
Well, I'm glad you're all here. I'm only going to have to say this once. For all you people that haven't had the pleasure of seeing Cruz, it seems that he's made a miraculous recovery. I'm going to be able to return him to his original jail cell sooner than I thought.
You can't send him back there. That's murder.
She's right. You don't really think you'll be able to get away with that, Timmons, after what happened today? Well, get rid of habeas corpus and get him released.
You tried that before. It didn't work. Your petition was denied. Of course, I can increase security, but...
That's not good enough. He was with a guard today when he got stabbed.
Well, you see, they don't have separate facilities for cops that
You
kill
put
people.
him in protective custody where he should have been in the first place.
You leave him here in the hospital. He's still in pain.
I don't know about that. The way he was cavorting around, playing the lover boy, you know, and poking around through flowers.
The only way we'll allow Cruz to go back there is if you make sure that Angel Ramirez is removed from the premises, and if you provide Cruz with round-the-clock protection.
Well, oh, heck, what about, like, satin sheets, catered meals? I'll take your demands under advisement, counselor. Buenos noches to you, too, baby.
We've got to do something about this. We can't let him get away with this. He's spreading lies about Cruz, and people are believing him. I have to do something.
Well, maybe I can help you there.
Not with a gun, you can't.
No, what I'm thinking of is strictly nonviolent. And I think of my work. All right, I can't take any more suspense. What's it going to be, Victoria? Yes or no? And I hope it's yes, because I want you to act in my film.
Oh, this is a much bigger part than the other one was, you know.
I know it isn't. To tell you the truth, I had you in mind for the part all along, but the producer hired his girlfriend and didn't consult me about it, and I couldn't do anything. And believe me, I was glad when she walked. Honey, you're perfect for the part.
Oh, Mel, I don't know. You know, I haven't been in front of camera for the longest time.
Forget it. That reading you just gave me, honey, was right on target. It really was. It was fantastic. Yes, you didn't miss a trick, and honey, you haven't forgotten a thing. Oh, you're all wound up, kid. Listen, I'm gonna be there to help you relax, all right? I'll be working with you every day, and in a few days, you'll feel like you've never been away from it. You're a born actress.
You know, Mel, thank you for the words of encouragement, but there's another reason why I'm hesitating.
I know you have a baby now.
And a husband.
And I'll tell you what, you're going to be better than ever because of that experience.
But, you know, this might really put a strain on my family.
Look, sweetie, it's beautiful that you're thinking about their feelings. It really is. But listen, I want you to answer me one question, okay?
Yeah.
What does Victoria want?
Oh, Victoria really wants to do this part and have everybody be happy about it.
Well, they'll be happy if you're happy.
Oh, it's not so simple. My husband doesn't want me to go back to work. In fact, he hates the idea.
Well, have some faith. Have some faith. He'll probably come around when he sees how much pleasure you're getting out of it. That is, if you decide to do it.
think I've decided.
You have.
Yes, I'm going to accept your offer.
All
Thank you very
right,
much.
that's my girl. Those are the words I wanted to hear. Now listen, because you said yes, you gave me a little present, and I think I should give you a present in return.
Really?
Yeah. Voilà.
Oh, la la.
Just in case you said yes. I think we should have a little drink to welcome Victoria Lane back in show business.
I say, why not?
All right.
Well, Castillo, what'll it be? Sleeping pill or TV? Either one, you'll be snoring in 5 minutes.
No pills, Jane.
Good choice.
Why don't you put on Dave? I like Dave. He always puts me to sleep. He's got them stupid tricks or something. Hi.
Hi. It's a hell of a time for visiting. My patient needs sleep.
We're the patient's attorneys, and this is the first time we've been allowed in to see him.
I hope you're going to get him off. He's innocent.
How did you know that?
Instinct. And I am never wrong. All right, do your thing. But please, be quick. I'll be back soon.
How are you, Cruz?
Well, Maison Eden was here for a little while. That was kind of refreshing. What's up?
First, the bad news. Timmons wants to send you back to prison tonight. We are doing everything we can to make sure that you will be safe. We want him to sequester you, but he's resisting that. He just wants to put more security in.
I've got a call in to a judge and some friends in Sacramento, but it'll probably be tomorrow before I can do anything.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, you know, but it occurs to me that he's gotten his way on everything so far, and he will get his way on this.
Yeah, but what happened this afternoon proves our argument. We think they'll listen to us now.
Well, I'll tell you, all hell is going to break loose in that place if I go back, and I'm ready to do that, you know.
Announcement
I'm
from
ready to mix it up.
where here at the county courthouse, an unidentified woman in a wheelchair has just announced that she intends to chain herself to the entrance.
There you go. You are now a fixture of the courthouse.
Thanks.
Gotta be honest with you, though. I'm not completely sold on this idea.
I have a lot of friends, disabled vets. It worked very well for them.
Well, I think it's wonderful. I think you're very brave.
Okay. Eden Capwell, Santa Barbara heiress who became disabled several months ago after surviving an airplane crash, has chained herself and her wheelchair to the front entrance of the courthouse. Miss Capwell, why are you doing this?
Well, this is the only way I know how to protest the injustice that's being done to my fiance, Cruz Castillo, not only by the judicial system, but mostly by the office of the district attorney.
Now, Mr. Castillo is awaiting trial on a first-degree murder charge.
Yes, he is. And he's living in fear for his life every second that he's there. Not only was he an upstanding citizen, but he was a policeman in our city, and he arrested many men that he's been thrown in jail with. Now, we begged Keith Timmons, the district attorney, to do something to provide adequate protection, but he's refused. So today, Cruz was brutally attacked and stabbed in the corridor of the courthouse, and Keith Timmons is planning on sending him back to that cell, the same prison tonight. And I am doing this to prevent a dangerous and fatal step from being taken. Ladies and gentlemen,
somebody tell me what the hell this is.
Keith Timmons, the man who abuses his own private office for his personal vicious purposes.
I will not be slandered in public, and I will not allow a hysterical woman to hold this courthouse hostage. Either get out of those chains, or I'm going to have you arrested.
Well, I'm not going to do anything until you provide protection for Cruz Castillo.
Officer, would you please arrest her?
Yeah, I think
And cut the chains off so she can be brought in and
cut the chains
questioned.
and arrest me and throw me in jail. Just do that. That's even better publicity than I get right here. Just do it. I want to see you do it.
You've got such beautiful hair. I remember seeing an old photograph of you and Cece and thinking how lovely it was. Well, I can't imagine him being young. In that photo, he looked like someone I didn't know.
He was someone you didn't know. And that person's been gone a long time.
What do you mean?
And he's changed. He's changed from the man I fell in love with. He became someone else. A stranger.
That must have been very painful for you.
It was. Very painful.
Well, what was he like before he changed?
Oh, I could give you adjectives like romantic, passionate, tender. I wouldn't begin to describe the man I fell in love with and married. He was my first love, and I was his. We discovered the world through each other. Not that we needed the world much at first. In fact, we didn't need anybody else for years. Cece's father, Emmett, was alive then. He gave us the east wing of the mansion to live in. We played house there. We were so happy. They were glorious years. I don't think I've ever been as happy since. I was a student, of course, when I managed to make it to classes. Cece worked for his father, and he loved his work, but he loved me more. He'd race home at lunch breaks and we'd make love. Sometimes he'd race home on coffee breaks. You know, I don't think a day passed when he didn't give me a gift of some kind. A book, a bouquet, a jewel, tickets for a trip to the Orient. Perhaps an island somewhere. Oh, it was a perfect life. Perfect marriage.
And then you had a son, Meyson.
We adored him. But we still adored each other more. Our romance was the single, most important thing in our lives.
When did he change?
After his father died, he became fascinated by business. It became an obsession. He wanted to make piles of money, and he justified it all by saying that he wanted it for me and for Meyson and for any other children we'd have, as if we needed any more money. That's when we got heavily involved in the oil business, and he became totally absorbed in it. He worked long hours. He stopped coming home during the days. He became too preoccupied to enjoy any of the things that we used to enjoy. He withdrew from me. The more I tried to hold him, the more he withdrew. Even during the brief times we were together, we'd argue. I spent the nights alone with my son. My husband was too busy making a fortune to come home.
And that's when he got involved with Sophia, wasn't it? I know how you felt, because I felt the same way. You know, the exact same thing happened to me that happened to you. He dumped me for Sophia. Well, I think it's about time that Cece paid for the pain he's caused. That he has to answer for everything he's done, Pamela.
No. Cece is not the only one to blame. We, all of us have something to answer for in this life.
I'm trying to stop the district attorney from getting away with murder. Literally. He is not living up to his promises to the law he swore to uphold and the citizens he said he was going to protect. My fear, and I think it should be everyone's fear, is that innocent people are being jailed while criminals are walking the streets.
Oh, yeah, right on, baby.
From the time I was a child,
That's good.
Yeah, despair.
Ooh, you ever worry she gets in over her head?
All the time, but you see, I have found that with Eden, you just, once you get an idea in her head, you gotta just let her go, because she's not gonna change her mind. It's actually part of the reason I fell in love with her. I mean, that kind of stubbornness drives me crazy, but on the other hand, you've got to respect the passion, you know? I bet you she gets her way on this.
You know what? You two are good for each other. You belong together.
You think so?
I know it. And I am never wrong about things like this.
And we need to ask ourselves what kind of man is prosecuting the criminals in this city.
Miss Capwell, how are you going to hold out here if District Attorney Timmons...
I think that's enough questions for now. Miss Capwell needs to conserve her strength.
Excuse me. Well, I should have known you wouldn't take the easy way.
Try the bumpiest road. You don't approve of what I'm doing?
Well,
I'm just afraid it'll backfire on you, Even Keith can only be pushed so far.
Yeah, but I stopped him cold a few minutes ago. I mean, he didn't even know what to do. I'm so glad you came up with an idea. I mean, I'm really proving my point. Keith is going to be swayed by public opinion to protect Cruz.
Eden, don't you think that there may be some other ways to get your point across?
You mean a more civilized way?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. You could try a local station and a comfortable TV studio and have your views heard.
No, I disagree. I think what she's doing is far more effective. More people are going to sit up and take notice.
Right on.
Yeah, the judges will have to notice Cruz's situation now. I wish I'd thought of it first.
Does Cruz know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
He's concerned about you, Eden. He just wishes that he could help you out some way.
Well, I know he'd understand. Even if you were free, I don't think he'd get in my way.
Oh, Eden, I think he's as proud of you as I am.
Ooh. We're all very proud of you.
What's his idea?
Eden, are you okay? I heard on the radio. Oh, no, I'm terrific. Can I get you anything? Anything at all? No, I'm really fine. Thanks. To you. Thanks.
Victoria? Where were you when you heard the news?
In the car driving home, and where were you?
With Cruz?
Poor Mason, the lawyer's work is never done.
Neither is an actress's, apparently.
Eden, are you going to stay here all night? Well, not even an act of God's going to move me, if that's what you mean.
Well, you know, there's storm warnings, and
well, there they are now. Yeah, I know. I hope it pours. I really do.
maybe I could arrange a blizzard.
Hey, I'd love it.
Right on.
I want Keith to know that nothing is going to make me give up until he gives in.
He finally forced me out, of course. And that was my biggest mistake, because I had to leave little Mason behind, but what could I do? I couldn't get him back. I was frightened and desperate. I didn't have a dime.
How could he do that to you? I mean, he was the one that was cheating on you.
You said you knew him. Do I have to spell it out?
No. He took my son away from me, and he threw me out before I knew what hit me.
I wrote to him, begging, pleading, anything. I said I'd go back to him. Anything so I could see my son. He never answered my letters or got in touch with me, except through his lawyers. That cheap, two-bit, second-rate starlet must have had her clutches too deeply into him.
Well, she still does. And it sounds like you still have feelings for him.
That's my business, Gina. Look, it's very late now. I'm extremely tired, and I just didn't mean to go on like this.
Oh, it's all right. I mean, I've enjoyed talking to you. It helps me understand you better. And I feel like we're really getting close, Pamela.
Yes, well, it's a very long time since I've had anyone at all to talk to.
Well, I hope we have a lot more talks. But right now, I better get back home and see how Keith is. I wonder what happened to me.
Keith?
Oh, he's just a friend. And no, he doesn't know about you. Be sure and try those ointments I brought over.
Good night, Gina.
Sleep well, Pamela.
Timmons, your love affair with the press is about to come to an end. They're going to see you for the snake you really are.
No, what they're going to see is some crackpot publicity stunt hatched by the girlfriend of a criminal to get her face on the front page.
Eden is no crackpot and Cruz is no criminal.
Yeah, but they're both on the wrong side of the law. You see, I'm on the right side. I'm doing my duty, which is not coddling criminals, which is protecting law-abiding citizens. I have my constituents' respect.
I wouldn't count on that after tonight.
It's going to be a long night. I hear a storm is brewing.
Do I look worried?
Well, we'll see at the dawn's early light who's standing. Sitting.
Now, that left a very bad taste in my mouth. Suppose we go get you something to eat to take it away.
Sounds good to me. I'm starving.
Pastrami all right?
Hey, sounds good. I'll do that soon, okay? Yeah, I'll be here. Excuse me. Are you planning on staying all night?
Well, I don't quite see myself going home for a good night's rest when Eden is spending the night in the rain.
I was just asking, Mason. I can't count on you to tell me these things.
Well, your presence here sort of eliminates that necessity, doesn't it?
Excuse me, I'm going to check with, Pearl.
Think we scared her away?
Are you planning on staying here all night?
Yes, I thought I would.
That's not necessary.
I'd like to.
Victoria, would you please just once do something without fighting me for it? There's no need for both of us to spend the night in bad weather. Please go home to your son. I'll be there as soon as I can.
I took the part.
I assumed you would.
Can't you be glad for me, Mason?
Basic flaw in my character, I suppose.
Was that because of me?
No, not at all. I just, know now what they mean when they talk about guys coming back from a war and not being able to adjust. I've kind of been through a war myself, and I don't seem to fit into any of the old grooves.
Did you ever fit into any of the old grooves, Mason? Really?
Let me think about that.
Oh, thanks. Mason, do you think what I'm doing is going to do any good?
I don't know, but I like your style.
Dad's going to be horrified when he finds out.
Now we have until tomorrow morning to worry about dealing with Dad. In the meantime, I think I know how we can spend a little time. You can try to explain to me what true love is all about.
So, does Eden like mayo or mustard?
I don't know. Use both.
I did.
Good. Come on, Pearl. Let's go get this drink.
It's nice of you to help out, even though you don't believe in what Eden's doing.
Listen, I agree to the ends. I'm just not sure about the means. And why do I have a funny feeling this was your idea?
You think it's a screwy idea?
I think I'll be part of the silent majority in this one.
You know, this isn't just a whim on my part, Julia. I've seen a lot of people who fell between the cracks in the system. They were angry. They didn't know how to deal with it, and they became hopeless. But the people who spoke up, who became militant, got things changed. I figure if you've got a desperate situation, your tactics got to be just as desperate. You got to stand up for what you believe in. Because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
What are you going to do when you stop fighting for Cruz and Eden? You've been carrying their cross for a long time.
I'm not avoiding my own life. Spent enough time doing that. I just think that I owe them. I'm responsible for a lot of what they're going through. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's not to run away from responsibility.
Excuse me, what are you doing with those things?
Getting them ready for transfer back to the jail.
Who told you to do that?
You did, Mr. Timmons.
Well, I've changed my mind. Take those things off and give him his pajamas and put him back in bed because he's spending the night here. Don't smirk. You haven't won yet. You know something? I'm laying bets that Eden is not going to make it through the night. I just don't think she has the stamina, you know, for the long haul.
Yeah, well, maybe. You're right, boss. If I were you, though, I'd get my hacksaw ready, just in case.
From a secret admirer.
Oh, I've seen these before.
There's a note that goes with that.
Hey, good luck with what you're trying to do. I'm sure you're going to pull it together, and I'm never wrong about these things.
Lady.
Thanks.
Sweetheart, if you're really going to spend the night on those cold courthouse steps, you better get somebody to bring you some hot chicken soup and wrap up real warm. I just hope you know how proud I am of you, how much I appreciate your help. You are an inspiration to me, you always have been, and I will never lose hope as long as you're in the world. You're my life, Eden. Always and forever, I love you. Cruz.
You can cry if you want to.
I don't want to. I gotta be strong tonight, Mason.
You know, when I was little, I was afraid of the dark and whatever demons hid in it. My mother used to recite a certain poem to me and always made me feel better. I don't know if it was the poem or just the sound of her voice.
I didn't know about that. What was the poem?
If, by Rudyard Kipling. I still remember most of it.
Would you tell it to me? I'd like to hear
it. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, make allowance for their doubting too. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, not lose the common touch, neither friends nor loving foes can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw, the latest on the dramatic struggle in Texas to rescue an 18-month-old girl trapped in a well. Also, is the NFL players' strike collapsing? And we'll take a look at money and the presidency. The results are in tonight on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.